Become a creator, not a consumer. If you really want to successful in your life, so you should start creating stuff instead of consuming. If you want to become top level of YouTuber, start creating videos instead of just watching millions of videos. Creating videos will sharp your skill and make you the person who can create high level of videos. If you want to become a top level freelancer, you should start building some projects instead of hoping you will become one day a top level freelancer. You should start from now by creating some projects which is very interactive and which can impact a lots of client. And when the client see your project, they can say that yeah, you has a solid grip on your skill. If you want to become any other thing in the world which requires skill, which requires passion, which requires consistency, so you should do and you should start creating. If you want to become a good athlete, you should create a good habit. You should create a good daily routine which will lead you to become a good athlete. So when you start creating, the universe forces you to become the legendary in that field. Like if we talk about Steve Jobs, instead of he hopping a BlueBerry mobile phone to take over the world, and instead hopping the BlueBerry will revolutionize and become an uh, touch mobile, he just start building a product, and the product is revolutionary. And what he has done is inspirational for millions and billions. So he just took the leap, create the stuff, inspire the people, and revolutionize the technology. And as it is, if you talk about a good YouTuber like Mr. Beast, he just start creating videos 10 years ago. He document every stuff. He create every video it's possible to be created. He done a lots of stuff, yeah, lots of exploration in this field, and ultimately he become the most subscribed person on the internet just because he just focuses on creating stuff instead of consuming the stuff. So creating stuff make you the legendary in that particular field which you want to uh, master. Like if you we say about Ronaldo or Messi, Messi puts a hard time on training and etc. He created a good routine, created a good mentality, and create a good consistency, which lead him to become the person who is inspirational for all over the world, other athletes and footballers. So they are focusing on creating stuff instead of consuming. So if you also want to excel in your field, if you want to become the one who you really want to be, so just stop consuming the stuff as much as possible and start think which can impact other. Start creating stuff which can lead you to become the master of that field. If you want to become a good businessman, start creating some businesses instead of just getting stuff from other businesses. You should change your mindset from consuming to creating. When you start this mindset, you ultimately create some businesses, and ultimately you can become the master of freelancing or master of entrepreneurship. When you master the businesses, now it's easy for you to create any kind of business. So this is the way you can excel in any field. So if you master communication skill, start talking to camera, start talking to the people instead of hoping that one day you will become fluent in this language or you are becoming fluent in communication. So everything needs creation. Every skill need creation. Every professions need creation. Uh, every skill and every profession, every method, technique, everything need creativity, creation instead of consuming. Yeah, consuming stuff at a limit is okay. Like, if you don't know about a particular stuff, you have to know about it and how that stuff work. Then when you got understand what is the stuff and how is it working, you should start focusing on creating the stuff instead of just consuming stuff which can lead you to nothing, because there are a lots of consumer on the planet, and there are few who is actually creating stuff. The person who is creating stuff are billionaires, are the most famous persons and the most in demand persons. So what I see, if I visit any particular platform like LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, etc., I can see that if there are some person who is creating post, creating businesses, or creating a product which can help out other people, then the person has a great demand and the person is growing rapidly, and he doesn't have to focus on the necessities. Instead, he is building the valuable stuff. So the necessity will be filled up when you focuses on creating some valuable stuff. So instead of hoping just you will get something in your future, just start now and create something which is really beneficial for you. So if I talk about myself, how creating stuff lead my own life, then when I was just starting learning skill, I focuses on mastering the fundamentals. And after a few months, I have mastered the fundamentals. And at that time, I immediately start creating content related to my skill set, which was web development, app development, and which shaped my own journey, which created some curiosity in my mindset. I just used to work on daily basis on a particular projects, and which ultimately excel my capability to build stuff. And this was watched or seen by my other clients, and my first client just came from my YouTube channel. I have posted my YouTube channel on LinkedIn, and a person who just seen my post and see that I have a great potential to learn something. So I was just a common person like other, but he recognized me as a person who can learn stuff rapidly, and he contacted me and gave me my first project. However, I don't know about the first skill, but he knows that I will master it, and definitely I have mastered it. I have put a lots of time to learning its basic and become familiar to every possible fundamentals. And after that, it was easy for me to learn the particular stuff. And I have mastered and I have done the project, and they just give me another project, and that's where my freelancing journey start. And I also approach other clients on Upwork, and now I am pretty much intermediate on Upwork and doing daily basis freelancing. And here is another thing, I just work on lots of on communication skill. And you also probably think that my videos are not getting some virality, and still I'm creating videos. So I'm not creating video for views and likes. Instead, I am focusing on creating my own personal branding and enhancing my own communication skill, so I can land a lot of great clients instead of just having some smaller clients, and which are paying some penny. So if you want to become a great communicator, you have to focus on creating the stuff which have the communication skill also. So you should practice on daily basis to enhance your communication skill, which will ultimately enhance your professional life and your freelancing life, whatever you do in your life. Because the communication skill is the first skill you will interact with other. First thing is you will look, and second thing which will be impacted by other is communication skill. If you don't have a good look, it doesn't matter. But if you don't have a good communication skill, it's a lot. It's matter a lot. And if you can deliver what you are thinking about, and you can deliver in precise and concise way to client and satisfy him, then ultimately they are going to collaborate with you, and they will be giving some projects to you. So, the way you change your mindset from consuming to creating will ultimately lead your life long towards the success. Instead, just consuming hope, consuming inspiration, motivation, you start creating the stuff which will lead you to become ultimately resilience and become fearless in whatever you are doing. So when you put some consistency with creating the stuff, ultimately you build up something great, and which will be remembered by a lots of people in the world, and it will impact a lot of people who is just looking for this kind of stuff to excel in their life. So, shaping your future is in your hand. Whether you just uh, consuming stuff which will lead nothing in the future, or just start creating something which will ultimately build up you a freedom, and build up a skill which will lead you to excel in your life and stand out from the others. If you are freelancer, if you are a graphic designer, developer, business owner, entrepreneur, or anyone in the world who possess some skill or who want to learn some skill, so you should focus is on creating stuff instead of just consuming. Because I have already seen a lots of people who are just in my same skill set, but they consume on daily basis, which make them satisfied about they are consuming and they are knowing stuff. But the reality is you are just consuming. When you some consuming, you doesn't know how to do it. Your mind just say that you are knowing the stuff, but actual practical implementation will teach you how this stuff actually working. So consuming stuff will ultimately give you some dopamine of satisfaction. You are knowing the stuff, while actually implementing it can enhance your skill, enhance how these things actually work, and you can master it easily. So this is the way you can ultimately create the stuff instead of just consuming. And consuming doesn't lead to a great success, I think. In most of the cases which I have studied, like Einstein is a creator, not a consumer. He create theories, he create other things which are very beneficial for the discovery of science. And Elon Musk, who already done SpaceX, etc. However, this is done by its own uh, employees and other stuff. However, he put the coverage to create something, and the visionaries collaborate with him to build the stuff. And in other most of the cases, like Robert Kiyosaki and James Clear, who created the Atomic Habit book, they are already creating the stuff. They have created books, they have published books, they have created methodologies, etc., just to excel their own skill. So when they create the stuff, it's become beneficial for millions of people, and that's why this one book has sold out around millions. And this is the way people get inspired. This is the way humanity get beneficial benefit from creations. So we of us, all of us are creations of our God, and as a follower of God, you should create stuff instead of just consuming. And creating stuff will ultimately stand out, ultimately make you successful, and ultimately make you the person who is the most intelligent, most successful, and popular in the world. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.